Your national forecast for Saturday, January 24th. And we've got really two main characters, the cold and a big storm that for today brewing south of the border, but big impacts as we look into Sunday and Monday here in Canada. Let's first just admire this massive cold pocket of air that is really leading to some frigid daytime highs. We can see across the country from parts of the prairies all the way through Ontario, Quebec, and even into Atlantic Canada. Halifax high minus 13 degrees for today. But again, we're not just looking at cold. Here's a look at the setup as that cold air has shifted far south, colliding with some Gulf moisture, and with that, heavy amounts of snowfall and dangerous driving conditions forecast for many across a number of states, and then the icy precipitation as well. Now, this freezing rain, not only does it look like there will be a lot of it, but temperatures remain cold on the backside of this system, so it's going to be sticking around that ice and could be causing some big problems. But let's talk about the Canadian impacts as we look into our Sunday late morning. The snowfall starting to build in, but really getting into the mid to late afternoon, early evening is when the snow at its heaviest. And then we can look into our Monday where things more so shifting over into eastern Ontario, southern Quebec. Not seeing as much snow forecast there, but still could be enough on Monday morning to disrupt travel. That's certainly the case into southern Ontario. Yeah, the snow at its heaviest into Sunday, but cleanup into Monday could still be making for some difficult travel for you. Now, the heaviest snowfall, as we just mentioned, you see things kind of peaking in intensity for Toronto into that late afternoon time frame before things kind of wind down. But that said, still a lot of cleanup to do. And we can see the Monday snowfall again early in the morning could be making for difficult travel for areas like Montreal, where, by the way, temperatures remain stubbornly cold over the next few days. Snowfall for Atlantic Canada, well, through Tuesday, we can see it's really the Maritimes that are going to be going through it. Now, we do have some sea effect snow in the short term, but when we look late Sunday into Monday, that's when the snowfall is going to be a big story. You can see encompassing a good portion of the Maritimes. With that being said, the timing is going to be very tricky with this as well. For Halifax, we can see the heaviest snow is going to be early hours of Monday, so just kind of laying a foundation of treachery for the Monday morning drive once folks are waking up. And Halifax, just an example of what many across the Maritimes could expect in terms of timing and intensity of the snow. Let's talk about temperatures, which, along with the active weather, are going to be remaining fairly cold, although you can see from Sunday into Monday, many will be getting a little bump in temperatures, except for St. John's, where things will be getting warmer, it looks like, into Tuesday. Not much in the way of snowfall other than for Alberta early on our Saturday, but beyond that, not a very active pattern. We did see some snowfall warnings issued for our Saturday afternoon in parts of Alberta dealing with that snow. But the temperature disparity, that certainly jumps off the page, where Manitoba really feeling the cold, Saskatchewan much more of the same, whereas Alberta doing a bit better, to say the least. Now, overnight, looking at very frigid temperatures across the region, but that being said, minus 40 degrees for Brandon. That's not even factoring in the wind chills. So dangerous cold. Please prepare for, well, if you do have to kind of confront that cold, but if you can kind of just stay put, that would be certainly ideal, as we'll look at Winnipeg seeing some improvement in temperatures, a 10-degree improvement from Sunday into Monday. But all in all, the cold pattern does continue, and for Calgary, actually getting some above freezing daytime highs in the mix. And for British Columbia, the envy of much of Canada, sunny skies, not much in the way of active weather, and some decent temperatures continue in the pattern.